The final whistle may have been blown on today's Football League fixtures, but we're just kicking off here at Onside FM.
That's right, coming up on today's show we'll be discussing the results of today's big games as well as all of next week's important fixtures, including the Champions League and Europa League games.
We also have a transfer special where we'll be discussing all the latest transfer rumours.
It's certainly going to be a great show, but first let's kick it off with a 90s classic. This is Blur with Park Life.
That was Blur with Park Life. Now let's get straight into today's results.
In arguably today's biggest fixture, Man City have beaten Tottenham Hotspur 3-1 at Wembley to edge closer to the Premier League title. Gabriel Jesus opened the scoring in the 22nd minute. Ilkay Gundogan made it 2-0 3 minutes later after calmly slotting away a penalty, and Christian Eriksen got one back for the hosts before half-time. The second half was fairly uneventful until Raheem Sterling put City out of sight by adding a third to the Blues total. This result means that if West Brom beat Manchester United tomorrow, then the Red Devils will be mathematically unable to catch City, meaning they will claim the Premier League title this season.
It was a tighter affair down at the bottom end of the table as Crystal Palace beat Brighton in a 5-goal thriller that finished 3-2 to the hosts. Surprisingly, all 5 goals were scored in the first 35 minutes of the match, thanks to a series of early goals from Wilfred Zaha and James Tompkins.
In today's most important mid-table clash, Burnley beat Leicester City to edge close to the possibility of European football next season. Chris Wood netted the opener for the home side, with Kevin Long heading in a quick second in the 9th minute. Leicester didn't get back into the game until star striker and England international Jamie Vardy found the back of the net in the 72nd minute, but it was too little too late for the former Premier League winners.
Late drama at St Mary's as Chelsea managed to beat Southampton 3-2 after being down 2-0 until the 70th minute. Tadic and Bednarek scored for the Saints in what was looking like an unexpected yet comfortable win, as Chelsea was struggling in the opposition's half.
That was until Olivier Giroud came on off the bench. The former Arsenal striker found the net twice for the London Giants, with Belgian winger Eden Hazard adding an assist and a goal to his record for this season. Chelsea will definitely be glad for these 3 points as it keeps their hopes of Champions League qualification alive for next season.
In today's other games, Huddersfield beat Watford 1-0, Swansea drew 1-1 with Everton, and Liverpool comfortably beat Bournemouth 3-0.
We've got a transfer special coming up later on the show, but now here are your latest news headlines.
Fire at a care home for the elderly in Chingford, North East London, has seen one of the residents tragically lose their life. 8 residents and 4 carers managed to get out of the 3-storey block before firefighters arrived at the scene.
Plastic straws and cotton buds could be banned in England as part of the government's bid to cut plastic waste. Ministers pointed to one estimate that 8.5 billion plastic straws were thrown away in the UK every single year.
Prime Minister Theresa May clashed with the leader of the opposition Jeremy Corbyn at PMQs this week. In reference to the Windrush furor, Jeremy Corbyn accused Theresa May of having run a heartless and hopeless Home Office and now being in charge of a callous and incompetent government. You are now up to date with the latest news headlines. Let's get back to the show.
On to transfer rumours now, always a very interesting topic. Our rumour of the week this week is Anthony Martial to Atletico Madrid and Antoine Griezmann going the other way.
Very interesting. Could realistically happen. Both still young. Martial's only 22. Griezmann 27, so should be reaching his peak, or in his peak currently. Still got plenty of years left in them both, however. Obviously Martial is a huge young talent who hasn't really seen the game time he'd have liked, but when he's playing he's been really good, hasn't he?
Yeah, I can't really understand why Mourinho hasn't been playing him much this season. I know they've got a lot of forward talent at Manchester United, but still, he's an outstanding player. Maybe he'll want Griezmann as a more proven player though. Even though he hasn't proved himself in the Premier League yet, of course, he's still undoubtedly a great player. Griezmann has scored 26 goals and notched up 13 assists in 42 games this season, and Martial has scored 11, with 10 assists in 41 appearances, lots of which have been as a substitute as well, you have to remember. I think this transfer will happen, to be honest. Maybe not Griezmann to Man United, but Martial to Atletico Madrid is definitely a great move.
I agree. I'd have Martial over Griezmann, to be fair. He's got a lot more potential, room for improvement, and he's a signing for the future. Griezmann is more of a signing for the here and now, and at the minute, I feel they need him more than Griezmann to catch up with Manchester City. But what do you think? Let us know on Twitter. It's @OnsideFMTR. Jacob, what are the rumours you got?
Well, there are rumours circulating about Sergio Aguero wanting to leave Man City when his contract's over.
I think this one's guaranteed, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, he's been at City for a long time now. He's their top goal scorer. He's won the league numerous times with them. I just think he'll want a change of scenery.
But he's loved at City. You think he'd want to move away from a club with fans that love him?
No, and that's why I think he'll go back to Atletico Madrid as well.
Now that's interesting. Him and Martial playing for the same team. Costa's still there as well. They'll definitely be a force to be reckoned with. However, his contract isn't up for another year. You'll still have him for another season, City fans. But what do you think? Where does Aguero's future lie? Again, let us know @OnsideFMTR on Twitter. Let's cut to a song while we're waiting for you guys to get in touch. Here's Oasis with Cigarettes and Alcohol.
From me and Jacob today. Don't forget to tune in on our late show on Tuesday night, where we'll be discussing the results from midweek